Hi, everybody. How's it going? Happy Friday. So, today I am teaching on how to stay motivated. I've been getting a lot of questions about how to stay consistently motivated and how to keep your motivation up. And so, I thought I would start answering some of those questions to give you guys some clarity on how you can stay motivated or get motivated. So what I'm going to be showing you today is called the readiness ruler. And so you can kind of gauge motivation by readiness, okay? So we're going to start by picturing that ruler like 0 to 10, like a scale. So let's say we start at a 0, which would be I'm not ready, okay? So if we're measuring readiness, 0 is not ready. As we go up in the scale, let's say it's 0 to 10, 5 would be like you're halfway there, right? You are like thinking about it, you're kind of ready, let's say almost ready. And then if we reach a 10 on the readiness scale, and I'll show you how this correlates to your motivation, 10 is like very ready, okay? Very ready. So we have 0 to 10 from not being ready at all to being very ready to do the thing, to make a change, okay? So once we can figure out how to manufacture that 10 out of 10 on a readiness scale, like lack of motivation will be a thing of the past. The reason people aren't motivated is because they're not ready. They haven't reached that enough is enough, right? They haven't reached that I'll do whatever it takes to do the thing, okay, to be motivated. They haven't reached that I'll do whatever it takes to make a change level of readiness. Unfortunately, we can't manufacture that stage of readiness, and this very ready equals very motivated, right? When you are very ready, you're going to be like super on fire to just get it done, do the thing that you want to do, motivated, okay? So because we can't just like will ourselves to be a 10 out of 10, then how can we figure out how to be motivated when we're not a 10? So what we do know is that we can't just will for it to be there before we feel it in our bones, right? So when people are approaching that 10 on the scale, it's like a light bulb has gone off, right? It's almost a relief when you're finally ready to put in the work. Even though the work is going to be hard and change is uncomfortable, it's almost a relief because you got to that point where you just can't accept the alternative. And these are my favorite people to work with, the ones who are a 10 out of 10 on the readiness scale, because they are sick of their own BS. And they are done accepting their own excuses, and they are ready to have someone push them even further to reach their potential. So then the question is, how do you make yourself motivated when you're not feeling motivated, right? That's like the secret sauce. Well, first, you have to identify where you're even at on the readiness scale. So in terms of feeling motivated to do the thing, run the marathon, start an exercise routine, walk more, get your yoga in consistently, clean up your act in terms of how you eat. Where would you place yourself on this scale of readiness? Are you at a 0? Or you're just not ready to do it? Are you like approaching a 5, like you're getting there, but you're not like fully a 10, like very, very ready? So see where you're at first on the scale. And if you're low on this scale, ask yourself why. If you would place yourself at like a 2 or a 3, you have to start addressing that. Why are you so low on that scale? So the thing you want to feel motivated to do Is it because you feel like it's something you ought to do? Or is it something you actually want to do? Is it something that you actually like truly do want to be a part of your life? Because if you actually truly do want the motivation for the thing, what's standing in your way? So you have to then identify what's standing in your way. Is it fear? Is it lack of resourcefulness? Once you identify your barriers, you can ask yourself, am I willing to let this stand in the way of getting the life I want? Am I willing to let my excuses, my fear, my lack of resourcefulness stand in the way of accomplishing what I want? And no, it's usually not a lack of resources. It's a lack of resourcefulness. You see, there's a difference. And once you make up your mind that you're going to do that thing, you just do whatever it takes, even if it means getting creative. You do whatever it takes to get there because you're ready and it's that important and you're done accepting the alternative. Right? So once you ask yourself the question of, am I willing to let my mind drama stand in the way of getting what I want, you'll start to see how ridiculous it is that you're holding yourself back at all. Because you are not changing for why. Some voices in your head telling you to be afraid for some reason. You're not ready to change because you're letting those voices win. Like, is that really a sufficient reason not to take action? Are you going to let those voices of fear have power over you? Or are you finally going to be in control? So part of being motivated all the time is every day deciding that you're in control. That you're in the driver's seat and you're responsible for creating the life that you have. So what you can do is wallow in your set of circumstances, but where has that gotten you? I mean, where are you now? Is it serving you to let those voices of fear win? If you want to feel motivated all of the time, you have to constantly remind yourself that you are the only one who calls the shots in her own life. You remind yourself of this until it's so deeply ingrained that you see everything as within your power. You see your life circumstances as within your control. I don't know about you, but that would motivate me to get shit done. Like, that would motivate me to finally get off my ass for real, and it would light a fire under my butt, because then I'm like, oh, duh, like, it's my responsibility to make a change. And I'm not willing to let my perceived lack of finances or my fear of what if this doesn't work stand in the way of me blowing my own mind. So my question that I want to pose to you then is, do you know how to make things work? When you're afraid of what if this doesn't work, right? I think that that's what holds people back from being motivated, because they're like, well, what if it's not even worth it to do the thing? What if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't get me the result that I want? So that voice of what if it doesn't work is not helpful. So how do you shut that voice down? Essentially, you just decide to make it work. You literally just have to decide that, of course it's going to work. And then it does. The only reason something wouldn't work for you is if you decide to not find a way to make it work. Listen, All of these are decisions that you can make. How empowering is that? We do not sit around waiting for motivation to come. We go out and get it. So go get it. Get you that 10 out of 10. What are you waiting for? All right. That's my 2 cents. Love you guys. Bye-bye.